Listen, Dave, I need to tell you something.
What are we gonna do? Emma, what the hell is wrong with you? They have our kids. What are we gonna do? Oh, okay. Emma, what the hell is going on?
She wants me to kill you.
What?
Sorry.
Emma, I love you.
This woman is carefully fixing her makeup, but she's not heading out for a date. She's about to commit a murder. Yep. So the real question is, who actually looks good doing that? Drop your thoughts in the comments and subscribe. Let's get into it. Samantha is a professional assassin who spends her entire year traveling the globe. But unlike most people in her line of work, she comes home to something genuinely beautiful, a husband who adores her, and two sweet little kids. It's a warm, happy household. That said, she slipped up this time. Today marks 7 years of marriage, and she completely blanked on it. To smooth things over, she pitches an idea to her husband. The two of them book a hotel for the weekend and role-play meeting each other as strangers for a romantic night together. John thinks it sounds great and agrees without hesitation, completely unaware that saying yes would nearly unravel everything their family has built. Samantha reaches the hotel ahead of him while John gets stuck in traffic. While she's sitting around waiting and growing a little bored, a tall, wiry older man makes his way over and strikes up a conversation. She's mildly irritated, but keeps things polite and shakes his hand. He introduces himself as Robert, says he's passing through on business. He's not just making small talk, though. The things he says are oddly cryptic, deliberately strange. Just as Samantha is starting to zone out, John finally walks in. Robert picks up on the vibe and steps back, but then, almost immediately, drifts back over. He flat out ignores the couple's irritated expressions and suggests the three of them grab a drink together. What he doesn't realize is that he's already tripped something in Samantha's instincts. The seeds of his own death have just been planted. Before he finally excuses himself, he deliberately drops his room number and tells Samantha she knows where to find him. After getting rid of the persistent Robert, Samantha steers her tipsy husband back to their room. John is all set for a romantic evening, but his eyes get heavy fast and he crashes into a deep sleep. Turns out Samantha had quietly slipped a sedative into his drink earlier. She has somewhere urgent to be. She leaves a quick note, then heads straight up to the 5th floor and knocks on a specific door. The countdown timer on her phone reads 4 minutes and 9 seconds. Robert opens it, completely unsurprised to see her, and the two get straight down to business. He's also an assassin, a mercenary who works for whoever pays the most at any given time. Right now, there's a massive bounty on Samantha's head circulating on the dark web, and her former employer, Sovereign Security, is hunting her aggressively. Robert had clocked who she was the second he spotted her in the lobby downstairs, but rather than cause a scene, he saw a bigger opportunity. A one-time payout wasn't what he was after. Ongoing profit was more his style. That's why he arranged this little meeting. His proposal: Samantha works under him, and he takes 70% commission. When she refuses, he threatens to give away her location. Samantha doesn't blink. She negotiates with him on one hand while casually glancing at her phone on the other. Robert is loving this. He looks like a man who thinks he's already won, certain he's found her weak spot. Then his body locks up without warning, and he can't make a sound. That's exactly the moment Samantha had been engineering. From the second he approached her downstairs, she'd had him figured out. She had taken the chance to swap or doctor his drink and watched him finish every last drop. The moment her phone countdown hits 0 is the exact moment the toxin fully kicks in. She feels the tension lift from her chest. She's just starting to clean up the scene when her husband calls. She picks up quickly so John doesn't get suspicious, but then Robert silently heaves himself back up and opens fire. His movements are sluggish and clumsy, and Samantha sidesteps every shot without much trouble. She moves in like a shot, locks down his arm, and finishes him right there. She already knows her cover is blown and that her location will get out, but she's boxed in and has to handle things one step at a time. Back in the room, John is none the wiser, and Samantha allows herself a moment of calm, but it doesn't last. By the next morning, Robert's murder at the hotel is all over the news. And the part that really stings, both she and John are named as the top suspects. John is devastated and completely at a loss. Samantha is stuck too, but she refuses to let anyone take apart the life she worked so hard to build. Early that morning, she slips out of the house and makes for Germany, where her handler can hopefully help her find a way out of this mess. Back home, John is a wreck. He keeps refreshing the news while trying to get through a workday, and he can't reach Samantha at all. Since today was supposed to be her return, he heads to the airport early and waits. And waits. No sign of her. He goes to check the flight manifest himself. No passenger by her name. He holds out until the very last passenger on the final flight walks through, but she never appears. He drives home with nothing. The moment he steps outside, though, police who had been staking out the house move in. They take him to the station, and what he hears there nearly breaks him completely. 2 officers tell him that the woman he knows as Samantha isn't who she says she is. Her real name is Catherine. She's a cold-blooded assassin who took on the identity of someone else, someone who died years ago. John looks skeptical, so an Interpol agent named Eleanor steps forward. She lays out Samantha's travel records from around the world and makes the case plainly. Wherever she has gone, someone has turned up dead at precisely the same time. John doesn't fully accept it, but doubt has started taking root. Once he's home, he starts looking for anything she might have left behind. He digs through everything until he finds a tightly locked wooden trunk buried in the attic. He pries it open with a wire hook, and what's inside stops him cold. Fake documents, an assortment of disguises, various masks, and at the very bottom, resting there like it belongs, a sniper rifle. Any remaining doubt is gone. His wife is an assassin. Over in Berlin, Samantha finally arrives after a roundabout journey, and her handler William is there waiting. The goal is simple: get the family passports sorted so they can all relocate to Canada together. But it doesn't stay simple for long. Checking the rearview mirror, Samantha clocks a car following them. She has William pull over and bolts into a bar nearby. A large man comes in hot after her, searches the place thoroughly, finds nothing, and leaves frustrated. Not realizing that just as he passed by, Samantha stepped out from behind another patron. She spots the big guy heading into a quiet corner and goes after him. They get into it at close range, but he's no match for her and ends up on the floor after one solid kick. She's about to walk out when she realizes he's not alone. She runs. A female assassin chases her hard. The assassin loses visual for a moment but stays close, convinced Samantha is somewhere nearby, and starts scanning carefully. As she passes a stop sign, Samantha materializes from behind and locks her in a chokehold. The assassin fights hard but can't break free and goes down. Samantha's moving again, but the big guy has gotten back up and is back on their tail. William lays down cover fire, and while the guy is dodging, William floors it and they tear out of there. Then notices something wrong. William took a bullet to the abdomen and he's fading. She fights to grab the wheel, gets his foot off the gas, and steers the car into a secluded spot before stopping. By then, William is gone. She sits with both fury and guilt pressing down on her. Meanwhile, John is doing everything he can. He empties the trunk of business cards and calls nearly all of them. Disconnected lines, hang-ups. He's down to the last one, a real estate agent in Berlin. He dials. It rings. Nobody picks up. It's William's phone. Samantha stares at it and doesn't say anything for a long time. She doesn't know what to say. John doesn't hang up either. Something tells him the silence on the other end is her. Eventually she speaks. She asks briefly how things are on his end, then tells him to step outside before they talk further. Then she says it. She's an assassin. She tells him to take the kids somewhere safe and that she'll fix everything and come back to them. But John won't hear it. He insists on coming to Berlin himself. He's through security fast. A heavy-set man with a thick beard meets him at the gate and brings him to a small pub where Samantha has been waiting. Sitting across from the husband she's been keeping in the dark, she tells him everything. Her father was an agent who, after retiring, co-founded Sovereign Security alongside Eleanor. Then he died in an accident, and Samantha, still a child, was taken in and raised by Eleanor. From that point on, Eleanor trained her purely as an instrument of profit, shaping her into a killing machine that generated revenue for the organization. It wasn't until she met John that she decided she wanted something different. She disappeared from the company and went underground, but they eventually tracked her down. She's already worked out an exit plan, though. Passports for the whole family are ready to go. But before John can even give her an answer, Sovereign's people find them. With John right beside her and unable to defend himself, Samantha can't maneuver the way she needs to. He tries to fight back, but 4 attackers overwhelm them both, and they're taken. When Samantha comes to, she's in an unfamiliar house with a dense forest surrounding it and a fresh breakfast on the table in front of her. Then she hears her kids laughing outside. She moves toward the sound, and her blood runs cold. Her children are with Eleanor. Samantha understands exactly what's happening. This is leverage, plain and simple. But with her kids in the picture, she walks out to face them. Eleanor plays the doting grandmother right up until the children are out of earshot. Then the mask drops, and she's all business. Her demand? Samantha comes back to Sovereign. The condition? She has to personally kill her husband first. With her children in Eleanor's hands, Samantha appears to have no room to maneuver. John is brought outside, and the two walk into the forest together. Samantha is acutely aware of the snipers positioned around them and stays completely composed. Sure enough, their every step is being tracked through a scope. They stop walking. Samantha tells John to hold her. It looks like a goodbye, and in a sense it is. A shot rings out and John crumples to the ground. Samantha sets the gun down with the detachment of someone finishing a minor errand and stands quietly. An SUV rolls up seconds later and a woman steps out carrying a body bag. That's when Samantha slips into the sniper's blind spot and catches the assassin from behind while she's focused on the body. The sniper is searching for a target when a voice sounds directly behind them. Samantha had already walked John through the plan. The shot was real, but she placed it carefully to avoid anything vital. John played his part and fooled everyone. After making sure his wound isn't serious, they move to get their kiss back. They work through the guards around the perimeter, taking their weapons as they go. Samantha handles an approaching assassin quietly while directing John to crouch behind a nearby car, then moves on to the next one. They separate. She gives him a tranquilizer gun and sends him in to get the children, while she goes to deal with Eleanor directly. On Eleanor's end, the silence from the forest is starting to feel wrong. A bullet answers her unspoken question before she can act on it. Her bulletproof vest absorbs the hit and she raises her weapon, scanning for where the shot came from. But the danger doesn't come from the direction she's watching. Samantha drops down from directly above and the two of them crash into a fierce, close-range fight. On the other side of the property, John creeps up to where the children are being held. An assassin walks out just as he reaches the door. He pulls the trigger on the tranquilizer gun, then eases the unconscious body into a nearby chair. Back in the main fight, things are getting brutal. The two women are locked around each other's throats. Samantha manages to get on top, but Eleanor clamps down harder on Samantha's neck. Samantha uses the downward pressure to her advantage, drives a knife in, and it's over. But when she looks around, Eleanor is nowhere to be found. Knowing she couldn't have gotten far, Samantha goes after her. Eleanor is pushing through the trees toward an exit when she hears Samantha behind her. She slows, checks her surroundings, pushes on a few more steps, and there's Samantha. The dense woods break their brief clash, and Eleanor loses her again. She tries drawing Samantha out emotionally, appealing to their shared history. But Samantha doesn't take the bait. She replies with a bullet instead. Eleanor erupts in fury and empties her machine gun in every direction, and then hits the worst possible realization. She's out of ammunition. She turns to run and Samantha tackles her from behind. Eleanor hits the ground and catches a bullet in the abdomen. She knows this is the end and just wants it to be quick, but Samantha can't do it. This woman raised her from childhood. Killing her would be something she'd carry forever. She leaves Eleanor there and turns her attention to what matters most, finding John and the kids. It doesn't take long. The family comes back together, climbs into the car, and drives off towards something that finally looks like peace. Roleplay 2024 is a breezy action comedy that squeezes the familiar secret assassin spouse premise for everything it's worth. The real engine of the film is the dynamic between the cool, decisive assassin wife and her bewildered but steadfastly devoted husband. It's funny, it's tense, and it works. The script isn't breaking new ground, but the film earns its runtime with a sharp pace, clean action, and an honest undercurrent about what trust in a marriage actually means, even when the revelation is that your partner has been killing people for a living. In the end, it's genuine love that carries them through the chaos. Thanks for watching. What did you think of this one?